Welcome back to Not Another Lie. Well, we're back again. Well, today's show, we're going to be dealing with a whole nother animal, a different type of lie. But I want to introduce you today to my guest, Corina, today. And so I want to thank you, Corina, for taking time out to be in on the Not Another Lie show with me today. Say hello to the people.
How you doing?
Say
Not
another lie. All right. Well, today what we're going to be dealing with, the lie that we're going to be dealing with today is that the wildlife brings joy and excitement. The wildlife, you know, living it like you want to live it. You know what I'm saying? Wild and crazy. That it really brings joy and excitement to your life. So we're going to deal with that today, because that seems to be what the world and the TV shows are pushing at us today, that the wildlife, hey, is what it is. No restrictions, no restraint, whatever's right in your own eyes. That's the thing today, and that's what's being pushed. If you look at your TV shows, that you look at your all these crazy reality shows, if you look at just, you know, they're pushing that. If you hear about it in your songs or the singers, and I mean, they're pushing that to us today as though it's going to bring joy and excitement in our lives, and it's really a lie. And it costs you more than you really want to pay, and it'll keep you longer than you really want to stay. So we're going to get into that in a minute, but right now we're going to take the time and we're going to get ready to go to our guest artist today. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, shit just amazing what you did for me, Lord. Yeah, a sinner like me. Yeah, Christ music, huh? After all I took you through, Lord. Yeah, you still down with me? Somehow your grace, I'll never understand. Let's go. Let's go. How you overlook my sin, I can't comprehend. How you chose to give your life for such a wretched man. I'm so dirty, I'm unholy, I got nasty hands. Corruption in my heart and all of my lustful sins. I never wanted to have love, I just wanted some sex. I never cared about this life, I just wanted the best. Just all the money, all the gold I could wear on my chest. But still you lay there on the ground while they beat you to death. And put my sickness in my health, they ripped out the flesh. And all that blood that you shed was for all of my mess. And all the screams that you made was for all of my tears. That long walk to the cross was for all of my fears. And when they nailed you to the cross was for all of my fears. And when they pierced you in your side with that long spear, was your running water for the world to draw near. Your holiness, your sacrifice was made so clear. This emptiness in all my ways I can't ever change. Without your purified blood running through my veins. Without your Holy Spirit guiding, I can't switch lanes. If you're not the pilot, Lord, then I don't fly the plane. I'm on a mission and my journey is to find you. Quit living in a lie, and only you define truth. This emptiness that broke me down and I got bloody knees. And all I see is the cross and your bloody feet. Yeah, take me as I am. You see, I surrender to you, Jesus. You can have all of me, not just a part of me. Have your way with me, Lord. Me, Lord. Me, Lord. See, you can have all of me. I give you all of me. Yeah, I surrender to you, Lord. Hey, do what you will, Lord. You can have all of me, not just a part of me. Have your way with me, Lord. Me, Lord. Me, Lord. My days made evil by my anxious thoughts. And do I glorify the world by the things it's bought? And do I truly understand how much your life costs? And do they truly think they live in life and not lost? And all that blood that you shed on the sinner's cross, to you I give my life, surrendering to what I'm taught. And persecution I would bear just to see the cross. And persecution I would bear just to see the cross. Let's go. Christ music. Surrender album coming soon. See, not another lie. So I surrender to you, Jesus, cause I'm tired of the lies. Let's go. You can have all of me, I give you all of me, yeah. I surrender to you, Lord, you, Lord, you, Lord. And you can have all of me, not just a part of me. Have your way with me, Lord, me, Lord, me, Lord. Yeah, Christ-side music.
Welcome back. Preferably you enjoyed our guest today. Well, here we are back dealing with this particular lie today. And that lie is that the wild life brings joy and excitement. Well, again, I said we have Corina with us today. And Corina has experienced the wildlife on the 10th degree. All right? I mean, she has lived the wild life. And so we're going to just talk to her a little bit about that life. So, Corina, I want you to just kind of give us an overview of what kind of wild life. Well, let me ask you this question first. Why did you think that that life would bring you joy and excitement? What attracted you to that life?
Well, just in school and hanging with my friends, and you know, just by them talking about like the clubs, just by them talking about the clubs and stuff, and I wanted to know what that life was, and so that's how I got into going to the clubs and hanging out on the blocks with the other friends and stuff. Yeah.
So you know, they made that atmosphere seem like that
right,
was exciting.
It was excitement.
So
yes.
So you kind of dove off into that with them,
yes.
and began to participate in, you know, their activities. And so what happened to your life as you began to go into that wild and crazy type of lifestyle?
Well, for me, it pulled me away from my family. You know, I stopped, you know, hanging with my family, doing the family things, and it just pulled me more into the dark stages of the world, you know, just...
Well, what do you mean by dark stages?
Well, for me, clubs, it's dark, you know, staying out late nights, it's dark, you know, just... so how did that affect your life? How did that start, that wild and crazy lifestyle? How did it start affecting your life? What did you begin to do that began to affect your life? Well, I got into the drugs. I started smoking weed. I started, you know, trying different things. I started, you know, hanging out with the wrong type of crowd, guys that don't mean me any good, you know, that type of stuff. And so it kind of broke down my self-esteem to where I thought I just needed to be around people to just feel important.
Okay. So I want to say this, though, about this wild and crazy kind of lifestyle. It is no respecter of person. I want you to, it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not a Mexican thing, it's not a rich thing, it's not a poor thing. It's an anybody thing. Because anybody can be involved in this type of lifestyle, and it will take them down. It will take them down. It will mess with their ability to be stable. It will mess with their ability to function as a normal person. It will mess with every aspect of their life, because what happens is it begins to be an addictive type of lifestyle, which leads to destructive behaviors in your life. But we're going to talk about it some more. I want to ask one more question before we get ready to go to our own location. So when you said that you begin to, you know, kind of get involved in the drug scenes and things like that, and so once you begin to get involved with the drugs, then how did the drugs begin to affect your life?
Well, being involved with the drugs, it took me out of my character to where I started to do certain things that in my right mind I wouldn't do, you know. As far as it goes deep as into, you know, just prostitution, you know, basically prostitution.
you know, drugs, prostitution, feeling wanted, feeling needed, you know, from a man that means me no good, you know, and that's the lifestyle that I got into when I started to do drugs, you know, and it went from weed to hard drugs, you know.
And when you say hard drugs, I mean, what's hard drugs?
Crack cocaine.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I mean, so you got all types of levels of the wild and crazy life. You got the millionaire with the wild and crazy life where, you know, he has the more expensive type of drugs. You know, they have, what's the rich man drugs? I don't know about drugs.
It's cocaine, soft cocaine.
Things of that nature. I remember seeing a commercial or something on the news not too long ago where this particular movie star or whatever just overdosed on drugs recently on the thing. So really, like I say to you, see, it is a lie. See, say not another lie. It is a lie. That wild and crazy lifestyle, I don't care who you are, how much money you have, how much sanity you have, it will begin to deteriorate everything that you know. If you are a moral person, if you have good moral character, once you begin to get into that lifestyle, it will begin to diminish your character. It will begin to change your attitudes, change your perspectives, and get you involved in things you thought you'd never be involved with. Well, we don't want that to destroy your life. And some of you are in this very situation that I'm talking about right now. Some of you are married. Some of you are hanging out on the side and you're doing just a little bit, you know, a little bit of drinking or a little bit of smoking or a little bit of this, but that little bit will lead you someplace you don't want to go. You'll find yourself without a wife. You'll find yourself without children. You'll find yourself living a whole kind of lifestyle. A little bit of drinking on a consistent basis will turn into a lot of drinking, and then you'll find yourself in Alcohol Anonymous. I mean, it'll take you places that you don't want to go. And what we want to say to you today is that that's not what you want. That's not what you want. But before we get too deep off into that part, we want to get ready and go to On Location. Let's take a look. Here we are, back again on location with Pastor Minor. I have Quan here, and he has decided to just take out his time, and I want to thank you for doing that interview with me today on Not Another Lie. And so, Quan, this is a question that I have for you. How have lies or deception affected your life?
Well, in multiple ways. I mean, the world is like full of lies. Like I remember one time, I got pulled over because I was supposedly speeding. So I was charged a ticket. It was like $250 and stuff.
And were you speeding?
No.
You wasn't speeding.
I mean, I had a loaded truck. There was no way I could have been doing the speed claim that I was going.
Okay. And how has it affected you maybe in your personal life as far as maybe relationships or family or females, or how you know, have lies or deception may have affected you in that way?
I don't know. It's been quite a bit.
Okay, so an example would be like...
Well, I mean, whenever stuff like that happens, people tend to develop like trust issues.
Exactly.
You know, you kind of make yourself a loner.
Right. So what would cause you to have a trust issue?
Well, lies.
A lie. But what kind of lie?
Deceits.
Like, I mean, what kind of lie? So if a woman lied to you about a certain thing, and what would cause, if she lied to you and say, well, I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be there, and then you found out that she was over here doing such and such instead of being over there doing such and such, how does that affect you? I mean, how does that affect you?
Well, because then you're like, oh, wow. How can I trust her?
Right. So then basically you don't want to continue that relationship, right?
Exactly.
Because you can't trust her.
Right.
Right. And so you want to be in a relationship with somebody you can trust.
Exactly.
Then you want to be able to be trusted, and you want to have somebody you can trust, right?
Right.
So basically, Quan says that lies and deception will make you fall out of relationship, lose relationships, right? Matter of fact, he said it'll make you be a loner. That means you'll go off to yourself because you don't have people around you that you can trust, and you feel like you can trust yourself. So Quan, I want to thank you for just taking this time out, being on Not Another Lie with me, and I want you to do something with me. Look at the camera. Say, not another lie.
Another lie.
Thanks, Quan.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're back again. Hopefully you enjoyed On Location.
As we've been talking to Corina today, she's been kind of sharing with us some sensitive areas, you know, of her life, that they would help you see something that maybe you hadn't seen, that maybe it will help you realize something that you hadn't realized. Maybe it'll stop you from dabbling where you're dabbling. You know, you're dabbling in places you shouldn't be dabbling. And I'm not talking to I'm talking to people who are in church and you're dabbling. I'm talking to people who know right from wrong and you're dabbling. You know, we got a lot of dabblers out there. I'm talking about from people from the pulpit to the outhouse that are dabbling. I'm talking about the rich, the poor, the blind, the crazy. I'm talking about people who are dabbling. And some of those people are you. And so we don't want your dabbling to destroy your life, to destroy your family, to take away your future, take away time that you cannot get back. Time is ticking, and once you mess it up, you can't go back and get that time. That time is lost. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, Corina, let's talk just a little bit more about your situation. So you begin to, you know, do the party scene, you begin to do the drug scene and things like that. And so we talked about the fact that led you into abusive situations. Mm-hmm. Where you suffered abuse. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I basically got into a relationship, and little did I know that the man was abusive. But by me being on drugs and my mind is just not clear, you know, I accepted what was being, you know, put on me. And I thought that, you know, that was the only way that I'll be able to just stay in this relationship with this guy, and that's the way that he showed his love towards me, when it was just, to me, that was lies and deceit on my part, you know. It was like for 12 years straight, you know, before I can even get a clear head on this is not right.
12 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
That's a lot of issues to deal with for 12 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a long time. And so, well, I'm glad that, you know, at this point in your life, you begin to see a little light, mm-hmm. Begin to make some different choices. And then you also talked about it bringing jail and just other different things in your life, were in and out of systems that you would never have been in if you had not been involved in different situations. Because what happens is, once you get involved in certain things, the law start getting involved in certain areas of your life, and then you got other issues in your life that you don't want in your life. And so and so, you know, I just want to say that I know that is a horrible place to be. I've never personally been there. I cannot talk from experience, but I've seen it time after time after time after time after time, mm-hmm. and it's never pretty. I've seen it from the upper class, the lower class, and the middle class, and y'all, none of it is ever pretty. It costs so much. It affects the children. It affects relationships. It affects, you talked about it affecting, you know, you got to the point where you seemed like there was no hope. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I had no hope. I just didn't think that I would amount to anything. I thought that my life was over. I thought that I was, first of all, I thought I was too old to go back to school or to try to do anything positive, because I've lived this life for so long.
Right.
You know, and so I didn't know where to start or whom to even go to for the help, to help me even get to the point to where, you know, there is hope for me, you know, and I can start again, and I can have that strength to just leave that lifestyle alone, to even just, you know, get out of the relationship I was in. You know, I was scared. You know, it was frightening. You know, because it was times to where I would leave and run off, and from somehow, some way, he would find me. You know, so it was frightening.
Right. So I want to say to you, what would you say would be the number 3 things that help you leave the relationship, leave and want to change your life to have something different? What would be the influences in your life
that you believe that allowed you to begin to make that change where you are moving to something different on a different path and on a different way right now? What would be, you know, those things?
Well, first of all, the main thing for me was prayer.
Yeah.
Throughout my whole struggle, throughout the whole abusive relationship, I constantly stayed in prayer. You know, and I believed and had faith that God will one day bring me out. You know,
Right.
even though at the time the situation didn't seem like I would ever get out, but yeah, prayer was one of my main things. And then just the help of my family members and the support of them not giving up on me, you know, that helped me as well. And just believing in myself.
Right.
You know.
Right. So that was another important thing that I want to mention to you. Some of you guys are not the ones in the situation, but you have family members in this same situation. And I would tell you to pray for your family members. Don't give up on them. God is still in the miracle working business. And so, I mean, you know, sometimes they get into places where, you know, maybe they steal or they're abusive, or different things, and you have to, you know, kind of cut them short a little bit, but you don't have to give up on them. You might have to restrict them a little bit, but you don't have to give up on them. You don't have to throw them out there and just say, okay, devil, you just have them, kill them, and take them to hell, and that's it. You don't have to do that to them, but you can pray for them. You can pray for them, and you can love them in ways that you can love them, and you can show them that they are worthy. You can show them that they are redeemable, that you can show them that there's still purpose for their life, because a lot of times they think that they're unredeemable and that there's no more purpose, and that is not true. As long as somebody is breathing, as long as you are breathing, there is a chance for redemption. There is a chance for stability. There's a chance for happiness. There's a chance to redeem relationships that has been tore up or destroyed. There's a chance to redeem the life of children who may have been messed up or affected in so many different ways because of your issues or some family members' issues. And so, you know, today, as we kind of wrap this up on Not Another Lie, see, that wild and crazy life, it isn't what it crack up to be, is it?
No.
No, it presents itself like, you know, it's it. But it is not what it presents itself to be. It costs you way too much. And when you head it forward, it doesn't look like, you know, that it costs that much. I wanted to ask you another thing, Corina. I wanted to ask you, what is it now that you're hoping for, that you're dreaming for, and what are you doing now since your perspective has changed and since you realize some different things from your past? What is it now that you're doing?
Well, now I've put myself back in school. I'm going for business management, something that I never thought I'd be able to do, you know, something that I didn't have the courage to do, but I finally did it, and I thank God for that. Just staying in church, trying to stay in church, trying to get more of God stored in me so I can be able to help those out there. I have ideas of organizations that I want to open, you know, for battered women and children, Christian Youth Center for the children, just a lot of positive things that I want to do now that I'm confident in myself, you know, that I know the lifestyle that I lived, and I know a lot of people that's still out there that's living that lifestyle that, you know, needs someone like me to, you know, voice, you know, what I've been going through, to give them hope. So that's what I'm striving for today, you know, to be able to just put my life out there on the line to help someone else's.
Right, right. Well, you know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because you can see it from their inside perspective. I want to say, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on Not Another Lie with me today. I would really appreciate you just doing that and being able to talk honestly, because I know a lot of things you've been through have been quite difficult in your life. So I want to thank you for doing that. And then the other thing that I want to say is that as you make this transition
to school and business and entrepreneurship and all of that kind of stuff. Can you think back on some of the people that you know that didn't make it out of that lifestyle, that's no longer here? Can you tell us a few things maybe about that as we get ready to close? Because you know, sometimes y'all, there's so many people who don't make it. And some of you are in that position that if you don't make a change now, that you might be one of the ones that don't make it. And we don't want that to be you. So tell us a little bit about that as we get ready to
I can remember as I was transitioning, I was in a transitional home coming out of my drug treatment program. And while I was in this transitional home, there was this young lady. We were both going through the program and everything. And she, for some reason, she decides to go back to the drugs, you know. And that same night I saw her that same day. We all departed, and before the night, she was gone. She had overdosed. And they found her in her tub in a motel. And that really hurt it. You know, that really hurt it because I had hands-on with this lady.
Right. And so that's the kind of thing that a wild and crazy kind of lifestyle will lead you into, and that's not the way you want to go out. You know, you don't want that deception to deceive you out of a good life. See, God has a plan for every life. It's a good plan. He has a plan for you. You need to seek his plan. You need to ask for his help. He'll lead you and guide you out of any trouble. God is a God that can free you from all addictions, circumstances, and obstacles. You just got to ask for help. There is help available if you need help. See, on this show, we want you to understand that there is a master plan, not just any old plan.
That's right.
See, there's lies and deception. Come on, say it with me. Say, not
another lie.
There's lies and deception, and that is not what we want you to live your life in. We want you to step out of the lies. We want you to step out of the deception, and we want you to walk in the truth. And you know, Jesus is the only one that has the truth. And so talk to Jesus. Accept him if you don't know him. Ask him for help, and he will help you. Corina, I want to thank you so much again for being on Not Another Lie Show with me. And so we're going to close out today, but we're going to be back next week. But Coco, of course, we got to go out saying it. Look at the camera. Say it with me. Say,
not another lie.
I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.